everyone. Hello creator. This is Robin on our Team B page today. I'm going to wait a little while to see if some of you want to come in and find myself on the team page and make sure we are going. Hopefully we are. Aha, there I am. Got a little glare from the windows there, but I moved myself from my chalk studio room into our kitchenette bar area here in the basement. So I have plenty of room to work on this larger board today. So say hello if you're watching. Hi Jennifer. Hi Robin. I'm just going to do one project today, but I'm definitely able to answer questions on any of my other projects. I put around some that I have been making lately to see if anybody has questions on those. Let me know. I'm going to set this up here and we'll wait just a little while. Make sure everybody's on. All right. Is everyone ready to get their hair cut? I was supposed to have an appointment last week, and of course wasn't able to do that. So I will probably be trimming mine. I rescheduled it, but not till like May 18th. So I definitely will have to be trimming my hair, which I've been known to do anyway sometimes, so that's okay. Oops. Set up there. All right. Hopefully everyone's getting on. Say hello. I'm in Omaha, Nebraska. Today it's supposed to be about 79 degrees this afternoon, which is really warm for us. So I probably should get out of the house, get the stink blown off of me, as my parents used to say back when I grew up on the farm in Iowa. So, okay, perfect. Well, today's inspiration went way back to, not way back, a month ago maybe, when our leader Brenda did the flower made out of the egg-shaped cutouts, okay? Then that took me to create this design where I traced the egg onto paper and made a paper flower with this, and then this is paper also, this buffalo plaid. And I had this flower made and I was waiting and waiting, trying to decide what to put with it. And then that month was when the French market came out. So it came out perfect because this paper has some French text in it, and so it was like a perfect thing for this. And I did this on I did this on a live, I think, or maybe I just have the video made out of it. But I always braid. I like to braid in ribbons in with my twine up here. So okay, so that went from Brenda's idea of the egg-shaped petals. I traced my own petals, made this flower. And then it got me to thinking, well, what else could we use to make petals on a flower? And that came to my idea of using the transfer heart wreath. I want to make sure there's no questions. So I'm using the heart wreath pattern as petals in a flower. So I tried it out on a canvas first. And I got my flower kind of off-centered. And then I used the buffalo plaid, the mini plaid for the center of the flower. So this kind of was off-center. So, and I did this just in chalk. So I'm going to be able to throw this in the wash and hopefully most of that will come out. Or if it dyes my canvas, I'm okay with that. So I just flipped it over and tried it again and lined it up better. And then I put choose happy on the bottom. So we're going to recreate this onto the Grayson 18 by 24 board today, but I'm going to use white and yellow. But I'm going to show you how I have the exact measurements to put on this size of a surface or this size of a board, and then how I got that little circle off of our plaid without having to cut any transfers or anything. So this is what we're going to make on the board. So on the canvas, if you're going to do it on the canvas, you want to come down 8 inches from the top and then put it in the center from left to right, and you're going to make a little mark there. So on this board it was about 6 1/4 inches, and then mark your middle here this way. Okay, so this is going to be the top of your center of your circle. Okay, good morning, Brenda. So mark that spot 6 1/4 inches down, and then in the middle this way, which is like, this is a little over 18 inches from here to here, so about 9 1/4 inch I think was the center. And then if you're going to do it on a canvas, come down 8 inches and then center it. Okay, then you want to cut out a circle out of a piece of paper, and you want your circle about the diameter. I found that my Minwax jar was the perfect size, and if you don't have that jar, it is like 4 1/4 inches wide. So if you can find something to trace a circle about 4 1/4 inches wide, trace out a circle on a piece of paper and cut it out. Okay, so we're going to have our circle here, and then we're going to take our mini buffalo plaid, transfer, and this one is not very sticky anymore, but that's okay, it's going to work for this. Hi everybody, I should stop and say hi to everyone, there's so many names. Hello, hello. Sorry for the glare in the windows. This is my lower level. Actually, the rest of the room has full wall windows, but back here in the bar area, we just have these short windows. Okay, so I'm going to take my mini buffalo plaid, and I like to put it on the diagonal. So I like it to be, instead of going up and down, I put it on the diagonal. You don't have to, but I think it gives it a little bit more character. So we're on the diagonal, and then I'm just laying it here, and you can kind of see. Take your circle and then put your circle right at the top of your mark, and I'm going to try to line up the plaid so that it, you know, is in the right direction, I guess. Okay, so lay your circle on top of it, and then I take the chalk pin. So on this I use the black chalk pin, and then on this one I'm going to use the white chalk pin. And I'm just going to trace around the diameter of the circle. Wait, what's the circle you cut out? It's just cut out of paper, and I traced my Minwax jar. It's a 4 1/4 inch diameter. So something around 4 to 4.5 inches. If you don't have one of these cans, just find anything in your house that's that size. It's just a piece of paper. We're just going to use it for tracing the circle shape. So you want the top of the circle to be at your mark where you're just marked. We marked down 6 1/4 inches, and then centered it right in the middle. Just a little mark so that we know where the top of our circle needs to be for our buffalo plaid. Circle the center of our flower, okay? So I just laid my buffalo plaid on here, my mini plaid. You can use whatever pattern you want. And then now we're just going to take our white pin. If you're working on a blackboard, and my petals are going to be white, so This basically is just showing me where I need to chalk my pattern. I did this in the black, and it doesn't wash off the transfer like our regular chalk paste does. I don't know if it's why, but it's not going to hurt your transfer. Obviously. Okay, so I've traced my circle. Now hold on to this. I still use this a little bit later. Okay, so now I'm going to take I'm going to do the center of my circle in yellow. And I'm going to use a couple different shades of yellow just to give it some dimension. So I have Bumblebee and Daffodil. And you can choose whatever color you want, but I'm going to make my flower like a daisy, so yellow in the middle. So I'm going to use a couple colors of yellow. And then I'm just going to load up my squeegee and just fill in the circle. Okay? But first you want to remove that piece of tape because you want your transfer to be not blocked off by your tape. So move your piece of tape and then take your squeegee. And I'm just going to kind of just blot in some of the darker. And then I'm going to get some of the light color. And I'm just going to start squeegeeing in the paste inside the circle. I've been excited about showing this design, but when Brenda asked me to come on here, I decided to wait and not do this until I can just do it in here and show you guys. So hopefully you already have the love heart transfer and a mini plaid. Okay, so filling in my circle. I don't know if the two colors really going to show up or not on this. Okay, then we just pick it up. So there's the middle of our flower. I'm just going to lay that transfer back there. And we'll want that to dry. So I'm going to dry it real quick with the hair dryer. So you can see what we're doing. So we're going to make this flower and put Choose Happy on the bottom, but we're going to do it on a board instead of the canvas this time. Okay, so I actually went ahead and bought another heart wreath, so I don't have to wash. I did about 2 of them and then I washed it. And then I did 3 of them without washing. So I just thought I would do a couple and then I'll do 3 on the other transfer. Just so you don't have to wait for me to wash the transfer. And sometimes after about 2 times chalking, you don't get that sharp of a print the more you use it. Or at least I didn't want to take the chance of not having a sharp print or image when we were done. So I'm going to use 2 of them, but definitely maybe you can get two prints and then wash it and then get the rest of them. Okay, so back to your circle. I drew a star. Just hand draw a star on your circle. And this kind of gives me a point of where to place the point of my petal. So I have them spaced right. So I just drew a star on my circle. Give me those 5 points just as a reference of where to place the petals, okay? So you can just kind of lay that on there. to give you an idea. All right, any questions so far? Just coming on, what are we making? Okay, you saw what I'm making. We're gonna make this flower. Choose happy. And you can do it on a banner, canvas banner. And I did it just in black, and now I'm gonna do it on this Grayson board. We're gonna do it in yellow and white. Okay, so I've got my star laying here. I got one of the points at the top, okay? Then we have a point over here, 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 and here. So now you need to take your heart wreath. This is pretty easy. Not gonna be too hard. And then put it, this one's basically on the top. So I'm just putting the point down, kind of right close to the center of your flower. You can do it almost touching, and it should be just enough to get all of the wreath inside your board. And of course, make sure your hanger is at the top, right? I'm just going to double check, make sure it's pretty much where I want it. Looks good. And we're just going to chalk that in white. Is that a new transfer? I haven't seen it one yet, though I haven't. It was new in our new catalog. So this is in our new catalog, the one that came out in February. Okay. Need white and a squeegee. And if you guys have any questions about my other techniques that I do, just ask, and I'll try to follow the comments here on any of my other projects. Another thing people ask me about is my logo and how I made that, or where I made it. I actually made that on Cricut Design Studio, and then I just screenshot it, and then I use Pixelator, is that what it's called? App. And then I just put it over my photos, and then do the fade on it. Okay, so there's our first petal. And then while that's drying, I go ahead and put my star back up here. And then I'll just line up one down here while that one's drying. So somewhere in here. It definitely is, obviously they stick more to the chalkboard than they do the fabric. Okay, so chalk this one in. After this live, can you walk me through the design studio on Cricut? I'm not on there very much, but that's where I made it. Okay, so we have the second petal, and then now you can either wash or try to do your third one and then, wash after that. So I might dry, because this is still pretty wet, because I don't want to take the chance of the transfer smearing that. So let's dry. take your star and figure out where this one needs to lay. They should almost, hopefully, barely overlap. So you gotta kind of get it just at the right angle. This is where it starts to get a little bit trickier. Because you don't want you don't want them to be all spaced out, or two of them spaced out more than the others, or two of them overlapped more. So try to get it just right. Gonna go for it. Trick is laying it flat. Okay, third petal. We'll be doing 5 petals, just like the star has 5 points. I'm going to lay this in my water. I'm going to use my, you could wash it now, but I'm going to go ahead and, I have 2 of them, so I'm going to get the other one out. And basically they need to go right here. Someone asked where and what size is your canvas. This canvas is Couture's canvas. It has the boards that go across it. And so it's the larger one. I don't know the exact size, but there's 2 sizes of our canvas banners that have the wood that goes on them. This is the smaller size. I dyed this one gray, dark gray, and then this is the larger one. So it also has the wood pieces that go on the top and the bottom. So now basically we just need to put this one in between these 2. And they, they kind of overlap a little bit, the petals where the flowers do, but that's okay. And then I'm going to dry that so I can just pick it up and lay it over there. Down, and then we'll put the last petal on. So I like to find different ways of using our transfers, just like I did with this heart, making it into the petals, which all started out with Brenda making the eggs, the petals of a flower. So it got me thinking, what else could I use for a petal? And then I found this wreath. Okay. I'm going to pick this up and lay it right over there and make the 5th petal. Here's where you kind of want to watch your spacing. Okay. I don't think anybody has done this yet. Maybe they have, but I haven't seen it done. Okay, our final petal. I'm laying that in the water again. and now I'm just going to put the Choose Happy on the bottom. And we'll do that. I'll probably do the light yellow and then the darker yellow for Choose Happy. There's the flower. And this is the big Choose Happy. That's a size C. And we'll lay that on the bottom. The banner is a little bit longer, so there's a little bit more space between the flower and the Choose Happy. So this one might be up just a little bit higher. And then we want to make sure this is dry. So I'm going to dry again. A lot of bleed through on my plaid, so I'm probably going to clean up what's supposed to be the black areas, make it look a little bit sharper. Make it that it's cleaned up. You can scratch it off with your nail or get a wet Q-tip. I just want it to look a little bit more crisp on the plaid, so you can at least tell it's a plaid. I don't think I have any Q-tips in this room, but there, that's better. Okay, so let's put on the Choose Happy. I'm going to fuzz it a little bit. I've only used this just the one time on the canvas, so it's probably still pretty sticky. So we're using 3 transfers. The mini buffalo plaid, the heart wreath, and the Choose Happy. And of course you could put other sentiment on the bottom. Do it however you want to do it. I'm going to turn this so I can get this centered just right. Kind of sticky. Buzz again. Sometimes it's hard to figure out what to put on these big boards, other than the transfers that are made this size. You know? So I think this is a nice large design that will fit on these larger boards. Gotta go up. So sticky. Center it left to right. It's just a little higher. There. That's pretty good. I'm just going to do the lighter yellow, the daffodil on the Choose, and then the bumblebee on the Happy. Keeping it simple today. Okay, and then use bumblebee be the happy. Okay, easy, pick this up. I always fold these in on themselves, sticky side out, and then take them to the sink and hold them on the faucet, turn on the water, and then get the sticky sides wet first, and then just rub them back and forth like that, and let the water rinse off the chalk. I'm gonna get it wet so I can lay it down without sticking to the countertop. That's pretty sticky yet. Okay, guys. There it is. Done. I got some, like I said, I just take a wet Q-tip and clean out my plaid a little bit. Make it sharper, but you get the idea. That's it, guys. Hi, Jessica, Francesca, Hallie, Sally, Holly. This is it. So pretty simple. We just use the mini buffalo plaid. We use the heart wreath for the petals and choose happy. I thought this looks really good for these days, right? So there it is. I really just was planning on doing this project. I know it didn't take very long. But do you guys have any questions on anything else, any of my other projects or techniques? I'll look here for a while. Thank you, thank you. While I clean this up, I'm trying to think what I usually get asked a lot. I told you about my Odessa Rose logo. I made that on Cricut Design Studio. And then I screenshot it on my iPad, trimmed it down, and then I just use that and overlay it on photos. I use Pixelmator. My videos, I use Splice, that Splice app, which I heard that from the guy with Archon. He had a tutorial on the Archon Facebook page, and I think it's also on YouTube, or you can just YouTube how to use the Splice app, and there's a few guys on there showing you how to use the Splice app, and that's how I make my videos. Back to the Debbie. Thank you for sharing. Super cute. Great. What else do I get asked? Basically, how I paint my pumpkins, trees, houses. I have lots of my videos show how I do that with the craft paint. Anything else? Working with scrapbook paper. Is Cricut a membership? Yes. You have to have like a Cricut machine. A Cricut, C-R-I-C-U-T, like the Cricut maker. I have, so yeah, that's how you get Cricut. But you could do it on any, what do I want to say? Graphic design app. Basically, it's just a graphic design that I made and screenshot it. Anything else? It's good, guys. All right, so go out there, be happy, make a big daisy. If you got these transfers, really all you need is the heart wreath. You can use whatever transfer design in the middle, and then I just put choose happy. So kind of fun. It's gonna be fun for the summer, I think, to have this board up. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a great day. This week is a little bittersweet for me. Friday I'm selling my business back in Centerville that I had my retail store in. our coffee shop, our hotel rooms on the top floor. We're signing the papers on Friday, and I'm saying goodbye to my business I created over 20 years ago. So kind of sad day, but yet I'm happy that, because we moved 4 hours away from there, and we had to close the gift shop 2.5 years ago. And I've still been running the hotel rooms up above on the second floor. It's on our large town square. It's a double storefront building. And so, yeah, selling that, finally getting it sold, but yet it's kind of sad for me. So anyway, that's what's coming on this week. So I'm going to try to choose to be happy and be happy. I'm going to be moving on to better things. Well, I don't know if it's better, but hopefully better. We'll see you all. Thanks for talking with me. Have a good day. Goodbye.